right, you guys? Podcast time.
Choose quieter.
Fucking podcasting right now.
Chew quieter.
And now, to the podcast studio.
Welcome back to Chew Quieter, everyone. We have a guest with us today. He is the on-air personality at 103.5 WIMZ in Knoxville. He's a wheeler, just like a lot of us, and he is a bourbon connoisseur. He is JD Howard.
Thanks for having me, guys.
No problem.
So what you may not know is that JD is not really JD Howard. He's Octavius.
He's Octavius.
Yes.
On
Octavius
WIMZ.
on the air.
So when he's on the air, he is Octavius. So
Octavius, yes, sir.
The alter ego is Octavius.
Yeah. Before we continue, we
if
got
anyone's in Knoxville, we
Yep. We got to shout out our sponsor, liftitforless.com. For anyone that is out there with the truck, Jeep, or Bronco, go to liftitforless.com. Get yourself some new suspension, new bumper, new wheels, tires, anything. It's your one-click, one-stop shop for your Jeep, Bronco, or truck needs. Liftitforless.com.
Yeah.
All right.
So, JD,
yes, sir.
we have a lot to talk about, man.
We do.
Yeah.
A lot of people were afraid that I was coming on this podcast, but
I'm sure. Yeah. Where do we start?
Why?
I have no idea, Armando.
Spill the
None
beans,
whatsoever.
JD. Spill the beans.
No.
Let's start with the fun topic.
Okay.
You're a wheeler.
Yes, sir.
What kind of Jeep do you have?
2018 JL Rubicon. Ordered it November 17th of 2017 and didn't get it until May of 2018.
So you're one of these people that have to order them, and you can't just go to the dealership and pick one off the lot. You have to be the special.
That's what hindsight's 2020. If I had known what it was going to be like to build a Rubicon rather than building a Sport, I would have got a Sport.
Yeah.
But it's
Says
been
every
built.
Rubicon owner.
Yes.
Right.
Wait, but for the record, he did have a Land Rover before.
Yeah, I did.
He was
Before
a
he
douche.
came to the Jeep world.
He was a douche then. Who owns a Land Rover?
That's the pinky out Jeep.
Yeah.
You know, the
it's
pinky
like,
out. stuff.
where's the tea?
And and the name of that, well, my daughter, Armando, Kristen, Armando met her, Emma. She named the Land Rover Alfred.
Perfect.
Alfred.
Yes.
Typical.
Jeeps.
Land Rovers are big in Australia, right, Chris?
Yeah, they're a piece of junk.
Are they really?
We actually had one in the shop this week.
The older ones aren't that bad, though, right?
No, the old ones are worse.
Really?
The hydraulic stuff in it, the
So-
air suspension or whatever. Ugh. Hated it.
The Discoveries, you drive like this because your shoulder digs into the pillar. It's not. It's like the steering wheel is too close to the outside of the vehicle. It's not so far in. So when you sit in the seat and you hold the steering wheel, you're into the pillars right there the whole time.
Well, especially in Australia, it's on the wrong side of the.
Well, okay, if you're driving in America, it's on this side. All right, it doesn't matter which side it's on. It's within the shoulder, it's going to hurt. And my mate, he's a big guy, and when he drives, it's like he's like. So I'm like, why do you keep buying these pieces of junk?
What was it called? Is it pronounced Hilux or Helix?
Hilux.
Toyota?
Hilux.
Helix.
Every American wants a Hilux,
Yeah.
but every
which
Australian wants a Tundra.
I don't understand why there's such a difference.
What do you mean? Well, it's
What
the Asian
is
market.
the difference?
It's the Asian market.
Hiluxers
it's pretty much the same
are
design, right?
indestructible.
What's that, Gabe?
It's pretty much the same design, though, right?
No. Body's
No.
different. Engines are
No.
different.
Everything is different because U.S. sucks.
Yes.
Our rules and regulations for new car manufacturers are stupid, backwards, and ridiculous.
Yep.
That's unfortunate.
That's why I came to America, because it's not really like that. For new cars, yes. Once you buy that car, you can do what the fuck you want with it. Chop the bumper off, run with no hood, just run amok. In Australia, no, you can't do that shit.
Really?
Nope, you get done.
That sucks.
Yep.
So
Alabama-
JD,
So just quickly, just so it's out there, Alabama just introduced a new law. Is it such a thing called a minor felony?
minor felony?
It's a minor felony charge, I think it's called. Is the charge for doing a burnout now. You can just turn the tire off, turn the tire a little bit.
Done.
It's a felony
That's so weird.
in
That's
Alabama.
just messed your whole life up, hasn't it?
It has. I have to move states.
Well, you're 10 minutes from the Tennessee border.
I know I'm going to do burnouts all on the Tennessee border.
You're more than welcome to. Right, JD? This is a great state to live in.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
It's
I might-
tax-free. It's
Yes.
tax-free income. We have a great governor. He supports our two-way rights.
He's okay.
I like him.
He seems to be a pretty cool guy.
I mean-
and, yeah.
Compared to the governor that I had in Colorado, he is fantastic. And he's not gay.
Anyone's better than any Democrat governor. It could be anybody. It could be the worst Republican governor and still be better.
So my friend Chase is in Knoxville, and he tells me that the politics in Knoxville is almost ridiculous now.
It is. Our mayor, Mayor Kincannon, she's on the left, and she's just insane. Of course, our county mayor, everybody knows who he is Glenn Jacobs, or Kane from the WWE. He is our county mayor, and he's incredible. We hope for the next mayoral election that he will leave office and run for city mayor and make things better.
I hear there's a lot of Californians moving into Knoxville.
There have been. There's also a lot of people from California that are buying houses sight unseen. Like when I sold my house in 2022, it was on the market an hour and a half before I got a cash offer from somebody from California.
That's everywhere though. It's not just Tennessee. That's happening all over the place. Utah, Colorado. I'm sure it's happening in Alabama. You don't think it's happening in Alabama, Chris?
No, they don't want to come here.
I know it's happening in Georgia.
Because Alabama people won't put up with them. They'll just bury them in the backyard somewhere, in a field, in a cornfield.
Hey, Californians, move to Alabama.
Alabama doesn't
Yes.
take
Yes,
no
move
shit
to
from
Alabama.
Yeah,
Chris needs
Californians,
neighbors.
move to Alabama.
My cousin
I'll be-
Jenny wants to either move to Tennessee or Alabama. She's in Burbank. I'm going to tell her to move right next door to you,
Alabama.
Chris.
Alabama.
okay.
Oh, Burbank. Oh my God, that's such an awesome city.
I've been watching the county meetings and the city meetings here. Oh my God, there's some rednecks. Like, you can go back 50 years on the way they acted. They're acting the same to this very day with how they look at people. And I'm just like, wow, we're still there. Awesome. That's insane. They haven't moved on.
There's
So,
a
yeah,
lot of places
come to Alabama.
that still have the good old boy system.
There's still one town in Alabama. It's down near Highway 20, I believe. Still has a sign at the start of at each end of the town. No blacks allowed.
What?
Really?
Yeah, will be shot on sight.
Holy
One town.
I need to go check that out.
golly.
Yep. Yeah, I was told that by a good friend, Scott. He was one of my best men. Yep. Still one town left.
I need to check that out.
Yep.
Well,
And actually, it's okay because I'm not black.
Here's a question for you guys. Chris mentioned the word redneck. Okay, Armando, Gabe, what do you consider to be a redneck?
It's hard to say because it's become a euphemism for as a joke too. So someone that I guess there's two variations of it, right? So the version that is more degrading would be someone that marries their cousin.
backwoods.
That's West Virginia.
backwards.
Backwoods,
Sorry, Vince.
toothless motherfucker that married his cousin or his
Oh,
sister.
so most people at Jeep Invasion.
Someone that lives in a holler.
Gosh.
In a holler, yeah.
They've got 4 or 5 vehicles in the front yard, and none of them work.
Right?
Yes.
They have no air conditioning, so they stink all the time.
So would it be Country Hick then?
I think Country Hick is a little different.
Those are the ones that wear overalls all the time and no shirts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They distill
Drive
their own
around in a
whiskey.
pickup with 2 different colored doors and 4 different kind of
Yeah.
tires. And,
So we just say they're old in their ways then.
yeah.
Yeah, they're more traditional.
Okay, we'll just call
They
those
distill their
people
own
old
whiskey.
in
They
their
still
ways.
have Confederate flag stickers on their vehicles.
Probably doesn't have that. No.
Well, the way Knoxville works, you have north, south, east, west. North Knoxville is the old money, the old people, and West Knoxville is the, where everyone talks like this. And then you have South Knoxville, which the West Knoxville people think they need a vaccination and a passport to go, and then East Knoxville is
The
Inner
normal
city.
people.
inner city. The inner city. It is. We have Magnolia Avenue, which is the road that everybody always talks about. Well, if I don't start making some more money soon, I'm going to have to walk the streets on Magnolia. So,
Oh, okay. So it's an MLK Boulevard type of street.
and
It is
MLK runs parallel to Magnolia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Isn't it-
MLK
it's
or
not a-
Cesar Chavez.
Yeah, it's not a coincidence that every MLK is horrible.
Or Cesar
Every
Chavez
MLK.
Boulevard.
But there's so,
They
Cesar, what
run
do you say?
into-
Cesar Chavez Boulevard?
Cesar
Yeah.
Chavez Boulevard. They both run through the middle of the ghettos. Brown ghetto
Yep.
or black ghetto. It's all the same ghetto.
So I stayed at when I first came here to Houston. I stayed at JF. What was the other one you said?
MLK.
MLK, Martin Luther King Boulevard, in not Conroe. It's in a part of Houston. I had no idea where I was staying, and I stayed at a Days Inn.
Oh, mistake number one.
Oh, wait a minute. That's by Hobby Airport, isn't it?
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're
Conroe?
talking about.
in Conroe. Actually, it's in
that-
Spring. It's in Spring.
Okay.
Just off the highway there, and off the freeway. And I was told, "How am I still alive?" 2, how was your white Challenger not stolen? And I thought it was weird because, hey, I had Waffle House right next door. Like literally just walk through out my front door and I'm at Waffle House. That was my first taste of Waffle House, by the way, because it was right beside my hotel. And I was wondering why when everyone said, "How are you still alive?" Because all there was, I didn't see any white people. I was it. Not even a Mexican. And they're all like, "Dude, how did you survive?" I said, "Maybe they just thought I was a bad motherfucker and didn't want to mess with me.
Because he had a knife.
Maybe." It was a big one.
And a big knife.
They've
So
seen
my
what
first
happens with big
experience,
knives.
my first experience in Houston, I flew into Hobby Airport. I got shuttled to the Holiday Inn right near the airport, and I was there for training for a job. So there was a shuttle driver that would take us from the hotel to the training facility. It was the same guy all week. So it was a Thursday. He said, "Hey, tomorrow's your last day. You're probably leaving tomorrow. Tonight, you want to go hang out? I'll take you to my favorite bar." No, I'm speaking good English. This guy was speaking broken English. But I was like, okay, let's give it a shot. So he's like, all right, come down after work, after your shower and change and all that, and I'll meet you down here and we'll go. So he picks me up in his own vehicle, which is this like super bucket vehicle. I think it was like a Buick Regal.
Ooh.
A hoopty.
You already know
stop
you're
at
going
the
to
liquor
drive through.
We stop at the liquor store, and he's like, all right, we'll get our drinks here, and we'll take them to the club. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, we're going to a strip club. You could take your own liquor in there. I was like, okay, let's do it. So I grabbed just a 6-pack of beer, and we got to the strip club, and it was smoked out. And there was probably people shooting up in there. It was just dark, dingy, stinky. I walk in maybe 6 feet, and this trashy lady comes up to me. She puts this machine to her throat. Do you want to dance? She takes it away from her throat. And there's a big ass fucking hole in her throat. She's trying to cover up so she can actually speak, and that she's talking into this machine. I was like, what in the fuck did I just walk into?
Yeah, she got throat punched.
So, yeah. I had my first beer, and on the stage was just this crackhead trying to go on the pole. She can't get up on the pole. I was like, dude, this is awful. Is there a different place we can go to? Oh, man, this is great. This is my favorite place. I come here all the time. I was like, listen, I'm going to finish my 6-pack, and then I'm going to head out.
I think it's
I'll take a
interesting
taxi
how
for
the
now.
names of strippers, change from club to club.
Yeah.
Like, your high class clubs. Like, Chris? You live close to Atlanta. What was the one in Atlanta called that was so famous? Cheetah, the Cheetah, and at Cheetah, all the girls have names like Lexus and Mercedes and Porsche.
Paradise and
Yeah.
Harmony.
But then the club that Gabe was talking about, it sounds like their names were Pinto and Corolla and Tahoe.
Bambi.
I
pretty
don't know
much.
any strip clubs. I've only actually been to one strip club, and it was with Armando.
You're better off.
What
Oh,
was
you
that?
went with
What are you
Armando?
talking about?
Story,
No.
please. Story, please.
No.
Yeah, let's hear this.
I'm all, wait a minute. That never happened.
I wouldn't call it a strip club. I was very.
That wasn't a
disappointed.
strip club.
No, it was not. I was told it was a strip club, but it
Who
wasn't.
told you that?
Wasn't that kind of club, huh?
Everybody I was with was in New Jersey,
Oh,
and it just happened to be a bar, and I'm like, this is not a
It
strip
was.
club.
It was
Was it
just
a
the
gay
bar.
bar?
No, it was a biker bar,
Yeah.
and
The Blue Oyster?
No, it was terrible.
The manhole.
It was, no,
It was
no,
bad.
It was terrible. It was terrible. But the boys at Globex, Mr. Globear here, that was the spot for New Jersey Jeep Invasion.
okay.
You walk in there, you're like, holy fuck, we got to go now. We're gonna get stabbed. We're gonna get shot. You're gonna get killed. Whatever. It's time to leave.
Listen,
Yep.
Michael's eyesight's not very good, so you trusting him on where to go is probably a bad idea.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, him and the rest of them.
Hey,
and either,
I'll-
either one of the mics.
I was just told that's where we're going. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Never been. Let's go. And yeah, what they call a strip club?
That wasn't a strip club.
No.
100% was not a strip club.
Yep. Definitely.
I
was
missed
not.
this. I missed this strip club there was a strip club when I was a kid. It was called the Cat Patch. I think I told you the story, didn't I?
That was in Whittier or Pico.
Yeah, it was in Whittier. It was on Whittier on Norwalk Boulevard, I think it was. And I used to ride my bike down the street that this was on all the time. And there was a door, and they had a brick wall in front of the door. That way, if the door opened up, you didn't see any females. So I used to ride my bike by this all the time, just really slow in case someone opened the door, I could peek in. So right when I turned 17, driving by with my friend, and it's being bulldozed. And I was like, son of a bitch, that was my goal, is to go to this place my entire fucking life, and they're bulldozing it.
Yeah, no. Still haven't been to one, so still a virgin.
So
You know, I
when
don't think
was,
Tennessee has very many, if any at all.
Tennessee?
We have one. We have one
Yeah.
right around the corner.
Isn't there one in downtown Nashville still?
I don't know. I've never seen one.
Yeah,
It's probably
That's
it
'cause
may be gone by now. But
they're dark and dingy and they hide, so you got to keep your eye open.
I imagine it's hard to get a burlesque license in this state.
well, since they banned drag queens reading to kids, yeah, probably.
That's why
Hey,
Chris isn't.
That's
That's why
a
Chris doesn't
one-
want to move to Tennessee.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
no,
happy
no.
with that. That's fine. That's fine by me. Burlesque shows suck.
No, that's
one of
just
my
the
one of my
color
really good
burlesque
friends
license.
has been doing burlesque for 20 years.
Well,
She's-
should be talking to
she's-
kids.
She's quite good at it, and she's a wonderful person. I've known her since high school. And
I'm sure they're nice.
she makes her own clothes, and she goes to all these burlesque festivals and everything. She does great.
If it saves the men dressing up burlesque and talking to kids, I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
Well, that happens to me every time Ohio State loses against Michigan. So
Well,
$50 cash and a congratulatory video in drag.
Nice.
That's what the loser has to do.
Oh,
It could be worse.
can you imagine? Oh, who do you take these bets with, JD?
Oh, one of my friends, he lives down in Valdosta, Georgia. He's a
Oh, yeah?
Michigan grad and hardcore
What's his name?
Michigan fan. Raphael.
Oh, I'll find him. That was.
I had a friend that grew up in the city.
We need some photos.
My old roommate grew up in Valdosta, Georgia.
Yeah, I've been down there.
Almost Florida. Yeah. That's what I always call it. Almost Florida.
Had a girlfriend down there.
Now, if you want to talk embarrassing, I could tell you about one of my first jobs producing radio. And when they made me dress up in a hot dog suit and stand on the corner, and every woman that walked by, I had to say, "Ask me about my wiener." We were doing a promotion with like Oscar Mayer, and they made me do this. And here I am dressed in a hot dog suit. And every woman that walks by, I'm like, "Ask me about my wiener." And over my shoulder is the Oscar Mayer Wiener Mobile. And they had camera crews and people there too. And the two guys in the studio were just having a field day making fun of me and poking fun of me about that.
Is that
Before
wiener
we started,
car that drives
Yes,
around all
it's
across
the
the
great
country?
big truck that looks like a giant hot dog that keeps flipping over.
Yes.
A good stiff breeze will blow it over.
yeah. Before we started recording, we were talking about radio back in the early 2000s and mid 2000s. And I was mentioning that I had a friend that was a program director at a radio station in Denver. And before that, he was at KMEL in California, a legendary radio station in California, KMEL, legendary for early hip hop and R&B. And when he landed in Denver, he got away from being the morning guy that was doing all the slapstick stuff. So he was the guy now saying, okay, now this kid is going to be the one wearing the dog collar with a shot collar on it. And I always wondered why they would do things that had a visual that needed a visual effect on the radio.
Theater of the mind. We had.
I mean, it was funny, but it would have been a lot funnier to see it.
Well, that's one of the great things about radio is you can totally trick somebody. One of my earlier radio jobs when I was working, it was a station called WWZZ Z93. We ran that Z-Rock type format from the early 90s. A lot of hard rock, a lot of heavy metal. And we had a local band called Every Mother's Nightmare came in. And they wanted to take over the radio station, but they had no idea how to operate the equipment or play the songs. And I said, look, it's real easy, guys. All you have to do is you act like you're taking over the station, and I'll help you out with the sound effects. So I gave him a roll of duct tape. I gave him these fake toy handcuffs and said, just hold the duct tape up to the microphone and say, and I called myself JD on the radio back then. And they said, hey, JD, come here a second. And I'm like, hey, guys, what are you and then you hear, get those handcuffs. And I pressed all the buttons and played all the music and let them do all the talking. And I just said, don't cuss, and we're good.
Mm-hmm.
That was back in the days before I had a 9-second delay dump button. I've gotten drunk on the air before. Got to.
That's very common for a lot
well,
of.
Well, we did it. We
on-air
did it.
personalities.
We did it between Christmas and New Year's to show people how your motor functions are affected when you drink too much. They gave us one shot of liquor every 15 minutes for 4 hours. And by the time it was over with, they came and got us in a limo, and they took us home. And we got pretty tore up. I was
Did
playing.
you have to do any live reads?
Oh yeah, I had to do live reads. We were on a 10-second delay in case we said something that we shouldn't have. I ended up dumping a whole hour of music and playing nothing but Van Halen.
Oh, wow.
And I accidentally hit the wrong song and ended up playing a Van Halen song and a ZZ Top song at the same time.
But did it sound good?
Not really. No.
No.
What about if you played it backwards?
That's only if you do Pink Floyd.
No, that's country. Get your truck back, your girlfriend back, your dog back,
Yeah.
and all that.
Have you ever heard that theory that if you play Pink Floyd while you watch Wizard of Oz and you drop acid, you have to start the wall right when
No.
the monkeys start
So
flying?
it's Dark Side of the Moon.
Dark Side of the Moon, yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to
So-
correct you, but
No, you're right. You're right. Right when the monkeys start flying, you drop the needle, and like everything goes in sequence.
when the scarecrow's dancing, he's singing "The lunatic is on the grass."
Yeah,
It's actually
I love
pretty
dropping
cool.
acid.
Not that I've done that, but
Sure,
Drugs are bad, kids.
yes, they are.
they are.
So let's get back to your Jeep really quick.
Okay.
Have you gotten it back?
Yeah, I got it back.
Okay. Have you wheeled it yet since you got it back?
A little, yeah, and it's a tank, solid as a rock. Dana 60 axles, rock crawler and long arms. Shop that did it did a great job on it. Took a little longer than I thought it was going to take, but they did a really good job. Everything's nice and tight, and looking forward to more wheeling.
Yeah, we won't talk about that shop for a reason.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
I'm trying. That's why I didn't mention it.
Yeah, that shop, just so you know, wasn't at Smoky Mountain, so
Yeah.
they were there for the Bronco
Well,
invasion. Just not.
Who else
not
wasn't at
just
Smoky Mountain?
BF Goodrich.
Yeah.
No, you.
Who?
Well, you weren't inside that.
Oh, me? Oh no, I wasn't. No, I no longer work for the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion.
Yeah.
It's not so great no more because JD's not there anymore.
No.
Oh, it was nice. It was actually confusing. I got there on Wednesday and checked in the hotel and went, "What the hell do I do?" Because normally I'm there, Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., busting my butt. And this year didn't have to. As Chris said in one of my posts, he goes, "He's just an ordinary Jeeper," and that felt great.
Don't tell me you were one of these guys that went to these color meetups things.
I did.
Blue Jeep?
I went to the
Oh,
Blue Jeep
no.
crew.
Blue Jeep meet.
I went to the Blue
God.
Jeep crew picture. We had the largest amount of Jeeps of any color there.
Can I tell you how gay that is?
That's
Oh,
worse
I
than
know.
ducking.
Go ahead.
It's worse than ducking. Look at me, look at all us in our blue Jeeps. We filled up a parking lot
Yeah.
behind Quaker Steak. What if we could break
Yeah.
the record next year and go under the bridge and off to the other side? Come on, Blue Jeeps, let's do it
I
in
knew this was coming.
2025. I think we can do it.
He's gonna buy a Tuscadero just so he has two Jeeps in two different
No,
colors. and
not
two different
Tuscadero. I'm
meetups.
going to buy Snozberry or whatever it is.
You be there by yourself.
Actually, there were quite a few of those.
There'd be like 5 in a little parking spot.
No, there was like 8,000 of them in their freaking group.
What?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, the
is
Snazberry
insane.
group was freaking huge.
Where were they?
Not
in Walmart
everybody
parking
uses
spot?
Quaker Steaks a lot either for the pictures.
Were they in
Some people
Walmart
use
parking
them.
lot?
Walmart.
I don't even know.
That's the only big enough parking spot to have 8,000 cars in it.
On the yellow Jeeps at the Dollar General, yeah. Or Waffle House, the colors
well,
match. So
Yeah, so all the green ones should have been at the dollar store.
This is what Jeeping has turned into. Basically, a Honda Civic car meet in a parking lot.
Yep.
It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, I think, like, you saw my post that I made under the bridge, and I think that was the very last decent event for Invasion. Before it just got crazy with ducks and loud stereos and obnoxious people.
I mean, Chris and I both have loud stereos in our Jeeps. I mean, you still have the one that, the one I
Yeah,
heard
mine's
that
still
you
there.
had was really loud, and mine's about 2,000 watts itself. But these ones that are like, I mean, and nothing against the DS18 guys, I know a lot of them, and some of them are friends of mine, but that's a complete overkill, man. I mean,
Yep.
10,000 watts, the whole back of your Jeep is nothing but speakers. You know,
Yeah, there's no point.
And nobody wants to listen to it when you're trying to
No.
talk and catch up with people. And you got 6 different stereos going all at once and playing different music.
Especially if they're playing that Jungle Bunny music from South America. It's just I can't stand that shit.
Well, it's the only way DS18 speakers sound good.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because if they were to play some good music, like
They don't play country. It doesn't sound good.
well, good country sounds great.
Maybe Morgan Wallen.
I mean, throwing some chairs now or what?
Man,
Taking chairs away from the venue?
Taylor Swift sounds good on their systems too.
I heard at that bar where Morgan Wallen threw the chair off the balcony, there's a sign that says you're not rich enough to be throwing chairs off the balcony.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Crazy
That's why
stuff.
I've called the Morgan Wallen tour the Chair in the Air tour.
That's a good one. I wonder what kind of chair it was. Like a foldable or just like a bar
Just a
stool?
restaurant chair. Steel restaurant
That
chair
would
with a
have hurt
vinyl
if it hit
seat.
somebody.
Yeah. It's too bad they couldn't have coincided and he threw the chair and the girl went, hot to it, boom, hits her in the head and we don't have to deal with any of that.
I'm pulling for this chick. It's not only is
Yeah, I
she
am
like,
too. Actually,
she is funny.
she's a millionaire.
Yeah. But she's
All
okay,
familiar.
so here's why she's different from all these other 15 minutes of fame people. One, she's given back to the community. Like she's donating money to certain charities, and one of them is for animals, which is cool. Because she's just down the road from where I'm at. So the shelters here are just bursting at the seam with animals to adopt, and they're running out of money.
Right.
So for her to donate a lot of money to these animal shelters, it's a great idea. They need it. On top of that, she has said no to Playboy. She has said no to OnlyFans. She just wants to be a regular chick and go on these podcasts and these talk shows. And apparently she's gonna have a reality show. And she's trying to be a comedian too. She's very
is
funny.
funny.
She's very quick-witted.
Yes,
I
she
don't
is.
know how she could be on Playboy. She's like a surfboard. She should be on.
No, she
Sports
needs to
Illustrated
eat
surf
butter.
edition.
Yeah, she needs to thicken up a little bit.
She'll blow away in
But-
the wind.
But at least her breasts are natural.
Yeah, I suppose you could say that.
Yeah.
I know where you're going, Gabe. I know exactly where you're going.
Speaking of, no one took me up on my offer last week and started to play our podcast about Light Bright in front of Light Bright. So I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah, I'm disappointed I didn't get to see them.
No, you're not.
Gabe, I sent you that picture from Jeep Invasion and
Yeah.
told you what I ought to do. The reason I said that is because the guy standing next to me said that. The guy said, I ought to stick an OnlyFans sticker on her back window.
Who
Well-
is it? Do you remember? We got to shout him out.
Oh, no, I didn't even know the guy.
Oh, okay.
But the
So-
only, but all I'm thinking is he watched your podcast. So
Oh,
There is
that was
one
a very,
Jeep. There was
was a
one
very
Jeep there on
popular
display.
podcast.
Yeah, well, it is. It's getting there. There was one Jeep on display that literally had their OnlyFans posted on their Jeep.
Good.
really,
It was in the Diabolical booth.
diabolical.
Uh-huh. So they pulled some things off to hide that fact, like her number plate on her hitch. It says her OnlyFans name. There was something else that they had to pull off because it had her OnlyFans name on it. Remember what? You're all going to get a laugh out of this. What did Matt Loxley do at Jeep Invasion a lot? Of a nighttime.
You
Plan.
guys get drunk?
And go where? Midget wrestling.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, she's... Yeah.
I don't know who you're talking about, though.
She was a midget OnlyFans.
This Jeeper?
Yeah.
A midget OnlyFans Jeeper.
Yeah, she's small.
Now I'm going to have to look it
Like,
up.
small.
Like this big or like,
Yeah, like...
like this?
Like a legit midget?
Like 3
Like
foot
Bridget
six.
midget?
she was tiny. Tiny.
He was very, very small.
Yes, very
I'll have
small.
to check that out. I don't know who that is, but...
She had a blue Jeep, that's all I know.
One thing I noticed about Jeep Invasion this year, the traffic seems to have gotten worse.
Oh my god. way
Yeah.
worse.
Well,
I mean,
they didn't do it right this year. As far as the government, the National Park Service decided to shut down the bypass around Gatlinburg right before Jeep Invasion started to work on the bridges. So everybody has to go into Gatlinburg. So that made Gatlinburg a nightmare.
So you couldn't turn back around?
No, I mean, you go into Gatlinburg and then turn around and come back through Gatlinburg, but you can't use that bypass right now until they get the bridges fixed. But, I mean, if you really think about it, and, I'm actually going to, play devil's advocate here. Jeep Invasion is getting so big. I mean, you're talking over 50,000 people. You're talking almost 40,000 Jeeps. Eventually, it was going to come to the point where it was going to be like Rod Run and become a gridlock. Now, granted, the big old trucks, they show up at Rod Run just to disrupt it.
Yep.
And that's what causes problems with Rod Run. And and what people didn't realize, and I counted them. I counted 25 of them while I was there on just Friday night, just kind of peripherally through my vision. But the big old trucks are starting to come to Jeep Invasion too.
Yep.
And
They just can't stay away.
They're either real jealous and are lacking in other areas, or they just want to show off. I'm not really sure what it is. And nothing wrong with big old trucks. I would love to have a big old truck myself, but all us Jeepers need a tow pig. So
Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane.
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
So it sounds like it's outgrown the LeConte Center.
No, it's not going anywhere. It's
Or
going
is
to
it
stay
just
right where it is.
is it just the infrastructure that it's outgrown?
Correct.
Right.
And you can't move it because the reason it exists is because of being in that location. Without having the other shit for the family to do, Dollywood, all the entertainment, all the restaurants, Gatlinburg, Alpine coasters, and you look like the entire area there. There's so much entertainment for everyone to do that it can't move because you're the only way that the dad who's the Jeep guy and everyone else who's not really into the Jeeps gets to go do that is because he gets to promise a Dollywood or gets to promise that we go do the coasters or you get to promise to do something else. So you cannot move it from Gatlin, from Pigeon Forge or that area. You have to have it in that area. And there's no other location. LeConte is the biggest location there to handle that.
Yep.
So
Well, and two, if you moved it somewhere else, you would have 40,000 people in one spot. Whereas that you've got people at the go-kart tracks and, at the other events, rather than just sitting on the strip, cruising up and down and watching people. Like there was not one vacant spot you could park along that road to watch the other Jeeps drive up and down. It was bumper to bumper.
I wonder what the point is of that. Why just drive up and down the street?
people love a parade.
Yeah.
It's cruising.
Yeah,
Come on, Gabe.
it is a Jeep
really,
parade.
It's
really,
cruising.
really,
Well, the cruising-
Gabe. You grew up in fucking Southern California.
Yeah, it's cruising.
Cruising
dude.
was cruising was different.
It's the same
It's the
thing.
same thing.
No, because there was a purpose to cruising.
2 miles an hour, so everybody sees you.
Yeah.
Yes, there's that, and
Well,
the reason
that's
for
it.
that is
Was to pick up
because you would
chicks.
have chicks wanting to get into your vehicle. You would
Correct.
take girls home from the boulevard.
Yeah. Well, dude, so he's
Well,
nothing
it
wrong with the
happens
Jeeps.
out there too.
Yes. And they
That's
throw
what the
ducks
guys
in
are
the Jeeps.
doing. So all,
They throw
all,
ducks
all
in the Jeeps. We
all
throw
the-
ducks at them.
all the families and the married people are all on the side of the road watching the
Correct.
shit show, and all the singles are on the road doing the shit. So it's exactly
right.
the same, except for you have the audience that goes, "Look at this shit show happening. I'm glad I'm not doing that." Then you have
Yep.
people that are on the road going, "Fuck, I love this. I'm gonna fucking find my next freaking conquest." So
Yep.
it's exactly the same thing.
Just in
I've
a
turned into a get off my lawn type guy, haven't I?
Yes, you're an old fucking man.
Yes. Dude,
You're
I was
calling
there
him
cruising.
old, and I'm the oldest guy here. So
Nah, I got you beat.
Yeah, Armando's the oldest.
Yeah, I'm on those levels.
I'm the oldest.
I might be the second.
were you born? Were you born before man walked on the moon?
Yes.
Okay, well, so was I. So we're probably pretty close.
So even I was cruising around in the Mercedes with all the Jeeps. Now, I was not in the slow lane. I was in the medium lane because I wanted to see people I knew. So it's the only way I'm going to see them not throughout the day, but if I saw a Jeep I recognized, I'd pull over and say hello and, whatever else. But, dude, there was just so many people there that I didn't have... There's so many new Jeeps. And they all look the same. I pull up on someone and I go, man, is that so-and-so? And I'm like, did his Jeep look that color? Or did they have these wheels? And I'm like, I pulled up to one guy, spit an image of his Jeep. Nope, different guy, because he had a different hood on. And I'm like, oh, this is getting so hard to find the right people in the crowd now.
That's the problem these days, though, too, is everyone builds their Jeeps the same because everyone goes to the same place to buy their Jeep stuff.
Yeah.
And it's usually from a catalog.
Well,
But if they went to
also-
liftitforless.com, they wouldn't have that problem.
correct.
But the only problem is that, did you find any innovative new products that were at the show that were like, oh, this is cool and this is new and I have to have this for my Jeep because I've never seen this before? No, it's just this thing that is now green. Oh, there's a new color green. Oh, there's a new color pink. There's a secondary color of yellow.
Yep.
There's nothing that's innovative at all right now
No.
in the Jeep market.
I saw a lot of cool stuff, but nothing that's practical for what I want to do with it.
Well, and there's nothing new. Like, it's not...
Or even new.
know.
Even new. No. It's, we've passed that new.
Oh, I did see something new.
What'd you see new?
I saw the new One winch.
Okay.
Is
It
it
was
faster?
Like, yes, it is. It is faster. And it has,
That's a big complaint from a lot
Yep.
of people.
And it has new seals in it, so it doesn't leak, doesn't take on water. New chipset in it. It tells you what your line speed is, what temperature your drum is, all this kind of stuff. And there's a new one coming out. There's either a newer one on top of that coming out.
Is it Bluetooth compatible through your phone?
Yep.
Really? Wow.
Isn't it weird that we're late to the market in the United States for fast winches, where overseas they have fast winches?
Well, so this has been my biggest thing with me and Justin Andrews talk about this all the time, because he's a big fan of the Warn winch that has the twin motor setup, the giggle pin, red winch, all this kind of stuff. We use all them in Australia. We literally have winching competitions.
Right.
The winch can go out as fast as you can run. Like you need to run fast so it doesn't get tangled up on as it's spooling out. It's so quick, and it wheels it in just as quick. You're literally going up a hill, and the winch is pulling you the same time as much as what you're running up the hill. It's insane. Nobody here runs those winches. Like even in Ultra 4, I'm like, why are these guys not like winching? Takes time. If you can be 30 seconds quicker than the other guy, that's a good lead.
And they cost about the same now, too.
Well, yeah, kind of. Those winches are about $2,500, $3,000, and then you got to spend another $200 on them to make them faster. Like, it's just crazy. I've always wanted to get one. I'm probably going to get my hands on one in the next 6 to 7 months because I know a guy who wants to sell one. But no, we'll go straight to my Jeep. They're huge, and they're like, I will find a way to get stuck to use them because it's fun.
Well, I think the Reds come fast as it is. I don't think you have to do many mods, but the giggle pins, I know you have to do a little something.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just people are like, oh, it's faster. They've been out for years, but just not in that case. Not in that Warn Evo, looking case.
And the best part is there's probably like 34 winches that are actually Warns at that event.
Yes. I just won't tell you.
So do you think there has been lack of innovation because the industry has gone more towards the just looking cool thing and has become...
Lights before lockers.
Well,
Yeah.
I just think how much more innovation can you do to a box?
Well, let's take it outside that box. Okay. For when I had a 14 bolt, I always wished that aux locker was selectable. And it's-
Quiet. Still in
What?
development.
Yeah.
Quiet.
well,
only been
that's my point.
It's
That's
only
my
been in
point.
development
What's
for 4
taking so long?
years.
4?
Well, it's been longer than that?
Yeah.
Well, 4 years that I know of.
So the only thing that's been in development longer than the aux locker is my Scout.
Oh, and BFG 43s and the KO3s. Or 42s.
Well, exactly.
A
Don't
true
show any
42.
pictures of it. You don't want somebody copying it and putting it in the Motor Build catalog.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
But yeah, do you think that's the reason is because it's become such a Honda Civic driven type industry now that the amount of wheelers are actually still wheeling TJs, LJs, older JKs.
Well, the true wheeler is still building the JL and JT platform, just like they were when they're doing the JKs. They're the true guys that actually want to go out and wheel. They spend the money. Like I heard a couple of guys laughing. There was a white JL driving around. It had like a 12-inch lift and had the baby little axles on it still. And all the off-roaders are like yelling at him. Not just like, look at that dickhead. No, they're screaming at him. Like, take it home, dickhead, and all this kind of shit. And I'm just like, this is awesome. Like
running 42-inch tires and Dana 44s. Yeah.
No, he had bigger tires than that. Like they were wide. I don't know if you saw it, JD, but it was obnoxious.
Are you talking about Rockzilla? Was it green?
No, it was white and purple. So white body, purple underneath, or blue, all lit up with lights, and like, look at me! But I skipped leg day, but you know, I got little.
People were
little
making
shins.
fun of Rockzilla while he was there, and I was defending that guy because he's done a lot of work on that Jeep. That thing is amazing. He has one disc brake in the middle of the axle, stopping everything, and his tires.
That's a pinion brake.
Yeah,
his tires must have like an intravenous shot of Viagra, just constant because
I know which
his
vehicle you're
tires
talking
get
about.
bigger and bigger and bigger.
yeah.
You're talking about the Rockstar guy. His name just slipped my mind right now.
This is a TJ. It's called Rockzilla.
Yeah,
It's neon green and blue, and boy, that thing is. I love it.
Okay, maybe it's a different one then.
Yep.
I was thinking of someone else,
It was big.
and his
but
name is slipping my mind right now.
Let's just say
It's not Nick. It's not
No.
Nick.
Gridlock.
Yeah.
It's
No,
not
it's not,
Gridlock.
no. It's just
Okay.
the same. It's like I walked around the show and it was the same stuff. Like, I'll tell you how much it's changed. Remember how we used to go to shows, Armando, and Dennis would be there from Terraflex? And, like, there'd always be people around him. Hey, Dennis, how you going? Like, trying to meet Dennis.
Yeah, Dennis in there like no one knows who he is.
0 people.
Yeah.
0 at the booth.
Well, there's 2 factors for that. First of all, Hoonigan does not allow Dennis to be Dennis anymore. So Dennis has kind of disappeared off of any
really?
marketing or direct and whatever. It's here and there.
Oh, God.
But if look at any Terraflex marketing now.
So
They got
Terraflex
bought
is
out
going to
by Wheel Pros, right?
be... Yeah, which is
it's
Hoonigan now.
It's Hoonigan. It's all Hoonigan.
Yeah, so Terraflex will be another dead brand in 2 to 3 years.
It's on a vine. There's guys there that have been there forever. I had conversations with when I was at SLC Expo in February, and it's just waiting. It's just waiting for everything to capsize and get off. Anytime these PE groups get in there, and the bean counters all just decide on how they're gonna leverage the money. And they're leveraging it against negative, so they're leveraging it to fail. So that's a lot of what it is. It's just their time is out, and they're gonna say within this much time we're gonna suck it for every penny we can get, and then let it die on the vine.
Yep.
And it's not like it's new to us. We've seen it happen for
Look at Poison
for
Spider.
years. Poison Spider. We've looked at Foil Parts, and not that Foil Parts is the greatest thing on earth, but it was sold and it did its deal, and that was it. Daystar is kind of in that same ideal, and there's a number of companies that are in that PE catalog that are just sitting waiting to die.
Yep.
So then it's a 2-prong effect why there hasn't been innovation.
Yeah, because there's none of these businesses are doing it. Like, the only ones that are doing innovation right now are the ones who actually own the business outright by themselves.
Yep.
No, they don't own 6 other companies. Like Jeremy from Rockroller, still doing innovative work.
Right.
Yeah.
RPM Steering, still doing the same stuff. Like,
Right.
it's all in-house. They don't have to ask permission for someone to do it.
Savvy Off-Road.
Yeah, same thing.
Right.
And again, we're not talking about redesigning a product. We're talking about full innovation. Like what is new that is out there that is like, oh shit, I need to buy this. We've had this for years. It was, I'd go to a show and go, oh damn, I need to buy that now. That's like something I've never seen before, and that's the greatest thing I could ever put on my vehicle. And it just doesn't happen. But
I think
across the
Factor
board, it's
55
not
might be the last product that where we said, wow, I need that.
Well, that was one of the things that I saw outside that I thought was a great product. It just wasn't practical for me. But there's these mirrors, these mirrors. They're like $500 for a set of mirrors, and the mirrors have your turn signals built into them. They have lights shining. They have LED lights in them, shining down, lights shining out the side, and lights shining ahead for being on the trail. But they were the same size as those gigantic mirrors that I have on my Genride half doors. And that's a lot of wiring and a lot of light bulbs and a lot of electrical stuff that could get knocked off going through the Fallen at Sand Hollow. So it's just not practical for me, you know.
But that's innovated. We've seen the Reflect from Rigid 8 years ago. The Reflect mirrors were a thing from Rigid years ago, and they're just not practical. They stopped making them because they just the impracticality of it is not there. Everyone says they want something, but then when it comes out, they realize that, oh fuck, I gotta wire this. I gotta make sure this survives. I gotta do all this shit to anything. No. I can go buy some CMM mirrors and pop them in, and then when I'm done, pull them off, put them in a little baggie, and throw them in the either recovery gear case or the glove box, and then you go. Innovation has to come with an ideal of longevity, use, and user experience, as well as installation ease.
Well, that's what you're talking about with those rigid mirrors. I have them on my Jeep. When they come out, I was like one of the very few to have them. And I wanted them because I wanted to be different to everybody else, so I got them. They said they're going to work with full doors and all this kind of stuff and half doors. They do on the driver's side. Passenger side, no. You open your door up, it twists the mirror back. So every time the passenger gets in, you look in the mirror and you go, damn, can you wind your window down and put that mirror in? It doesn't matter if you've got the full door or the soft door. But dude,
I tried to get them.
But driving with them, like at nighttime, there's so much light. They're a good thing because they light the sides up straight away, but they're annoying to use if you don't have full half doors or just a cage. If you have your soft top or your hard doors on, they suck. It wasn't very innovative. They just got onto the quick market, get it out there, get it done.
Well, and a lot of these companies put out stuff that is incredibly popular, and now they just decide, we're going to stop making it. Like Bestop, they made these core doors for the JL. They only did it for, I don't even think they did it for a year. And every time I go to Jeep Invasion, I make a beeline to the Bestop booth and go, JL core doors, please make them. and they say, we're not going to do that anymore. And I said, I'm sure you've heard this about 1,183 times. Probably about 2,500. Okay, well then that should tell you something right there. They won't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Inflation doesn't help that it's going to cost more to manufacture things, and they're going to have to pass that on to the consumer. And right now, no one's going to be buying $4,000 half doors.
Right.
Well, especially if they're not factory.
Right.
So I think the factory ones are $3,500.
And you can only get them if you buy the Jeep, from what I heard. You can't just get the doors.
Right.
No, you can get the doors now.
Oh, you can?
Mm-hmm.
I thought Scott said they weren't doing that.
Well, one of my customers said he can just buy them now. So
Scott's going to have to come back on and explain himself.
Well, they might have
at least to explain that.
They may have an insider somewhere.
Yeah, that's true. One thing that I also saw at Jeep Invasion that made me giggle, the Warn Ride, and all of the 10 YouTubers on the same fucking trail. So guess what? Next week there's going to be 10 YouTube channels on the same fucking trail showing the same fucking content. Congratulations, everyone! More
Hey,
innovation.
But you'll get
Good
all,
shit.
You'll get all different angles.
Yeah.
They just need to edit into one video.
This is why I
The
didn't.
guy
I
putting
stopped
everybody in
going.
groups had one job.
Yeah, this is why I stopped doing group rides when I was doing Kingdom Crawl, because I wanted to have my own shit, not exposing or not being a copycat with another channel.
Yep.
And I got a lot of flack for that. But in turn, I think it made my channel, or at least the show, stick out a little bit, because we were going places that all of these rides weren't at.
Well, I just like now how they all, like, some of the YouTube channels are now like, oh, look who's with me, another YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And then they talk on their YouTube channel. And then oh, look, they're also here too. There's only one person I know who doesn't do that. And she won't be named, but she'll know who I'm talking about because we spoke about it. She actually told someone they were on a ride, and the other YouTube channel goes, how come you're not recording me?
Oh my God.
Because I don't want to. It's my channel.
Well, you can always hire a video crew. Just make sure you pay them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we know
I'm
all
available.
about that. We know all about that.
Yeah. But I don't understand the whole, I'm sucking this YouTuber's dick and this YouTuber's sucking my dick thing. I just don't get it. There's no more. It's all rubber stamped. Yeah, it's just all rubber stamp shit.
It doesn't matter if it's Jeeps or anything. There's no originality anywhere with anything on any of these companies. I just got a call from a client that is changing directions, and he's no longer using my services, but they're heavily involved in influencers, and I wouldn't succumb to the influencers having any sort of option or control over what we were doing. And he didn't and they didn't like that, so he decided to go with he's now bringing an influencer in to run his stuff, and it changed the last couple of days, and I'm just sitting there going, good fucking luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I come back, it's 10% more.
Oh, not coming back. There's no, once you're done,
That's what I
you're
do
done.
for my voiceover clients.
You're out. Nope. Sorry.
Yeah.
I won't play the game. You're out.
Let's move on a little bit and talk about something that I like to do, and know JD likes to do, and Armando's currently doing. And that's drink bourbon.
Oh, yes.
Bigger rum.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've
You
talked
didn't know
about.
that,
Oh,
Gabe?
he's out. He needs
Armando's
to refill that cup.
preferable to rum than he is bourbon.
Is this where I have a toilet break where you guys talk about yourselves?
Well, we can talk about Johnny Walker Black for a second. Okay, we're done.
Yeah.
The most recent new bottle that I bought and I loved was Travelers.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. I'm very partial to stuff out of Chattanooga. Chattanooga whiskey.
Chattanooga whiskey is phenomenal.
They make a
For the price,
91
you
and
can't
a
beat it.
111, and then they have a Founders Edition, which is a bottled in bond. It's 100 proof, and it's amazing.
Really.
Yes.
Yeah, I usually get the 8-year. I usually get the 8-year, just because at the price point you can't beat it. And same with Dickel, George Dickel.
Right?
At that price point, you can't beat it. I
Sounds
haven't
like a
spent.
porno's name.
It does.
The Dickel.
Give me some more of that Dickel.
God.
Tickle that Dickel.
That
Oh,
Dickel's
gosh.
tickling my throat.
All right. Has
Dickel
anybody
burnt
ever
me.
tried? Anybody ever tried 1792?
No.
No.
Okay, 1792. Chris Armando, you remember Jason Depew, don't you?
Yes.
Okay, Jason's a big fan of 1792, and so am I. It's-
Actually, you know what? I did have that one. I think I told my wife that I wanted the Uncle Nearest the 1889. She's like, it had numbers on it, so she bought it.
Uncle Nearest is not bad either. I mean, if you can,
So-
I mean, depending upon your frame of mind, you know, whether you're depressed or you're angry or you just want to have a drink.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. But,
so you have to be depressed or unhappy to drink? You can't be happy
No.
and drink?
yes, you can be happy and drink, Chris. I'm just
Is it
saying
just
that,
bourbon? So bourbon drinkers are always unhappy. That's why they drink.
no,
No, they're only when they drink the whole bottle.
Ah,
right.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh
That's me.
shit.
Which is
Wait a minute.
Which is
Wait a minute.
why JD texts me and always calls me late at night. Hey man, I'm sorry it's late, but you know, having a good old chat, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm drunk, but you know, I'll hang up
Yeah.
now. I'll call you back tomorrow."
So it looks like 1792 is Kentucky bourbon.
I remember that.
What,
I'm not doing that anymore.
the conversation or?
Well, yeah, the conversation. I do remember that. Mercy.
So they have two different ryes. It looks like. Oh no, it's just one rye. And everything else is single barrel, 12-year. There's a wheat. I might have to try some of this. What's the price point?
It's very reasonable. About like buying a bottle of Jack Daniels.
That's not bad. Might have to try it. That's the thing that I'm trying to get used to is looking for a bottle that I'm gonna buy and not hate myself later if I don't like it because it was $65 or $75.
One
So-
that I always recommend to people if they say I've been drinking cheap bourbon for so long, I would like to drink something that's really good, really tasty. I'm like, will it?
Yeah.
The bottle is designed after the distilling cask that actually makes it, and it's a little more expensive than your average stuff, but it's just got a wonderful aroma to it, and it's well made, very tasty.
Yeah, I've had some, and I didn't pay for it. It was just poured for me, but I was very happy with it. Weller is another one that I wouldn't mind spending money on, but it's so damn good. I would probably drink the whole bottle in one sitting.
Also depends
that's
on how
another-
it goes down.
That's the other problem I have is I don't know how to sip whiskey. I guzzle it. I do a 4-finger pour with one ball ice cube, and
Four?
yeah, I have no self control. So
I've had that problem as close as recently, where you get started and you start having fun, catch that little buzz, and then you don't know when to stop. So so that's why I've had to curb my consumption down to quite a bit lately, just for my own well-being and health, and for people that I love too. So still love to have a drink every now and then, but I mean, at my age, a hangover, it fucking sucks. So,
Yeah, it hurts.
yeah.
there's an infamous story that goes around about me that I happened to drink an entire bottle of Knob Creek one night, and I just happened to see my gun laying on my coffee table, and I was like, "Oh, my silencer's on it. Let's just go outside and fucking shoot it really quick." And that was the last time my wife let me have drinks with a gun on the coffee table.
Oh God.
There's video of it too, so if anyone ever sees the video going around, you can have a laugh. Just don't share it with the police.
Like the group or the people with the badges?
The people with the badges. Yeah.
We don't need no stinking badges.
I have to ask.
Sting's dead, so I mean,
Sting dead?
yeah, didn't he die?
I don't know.
Is he dead?
Which
thought he
Sting?
just-
The musician or the wrestler?
The musician.
He's still alive.
Okay.
Yeah. God
Who am
damn
I
it,
thinking
Gabe.
of that just died?
Everybody said that Bob. Well, yesterday it was all over Facebook that Bob Seger died, and it was a hoax.
Yeah. No.
Oh,
Oh,
God,
are they
I
all
hope it
coming
doesn't
back
happen.
again?
Yeah, they're all coming back again. Next thing you know, Sylvester Stallone's going to die again.
Yep. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
There was an R.I.P. Jane on Twitter a while back, and everyone starts clicking on it, obviously thinking it's Jane Fonda, and then they click on it like, damn it, I wished it was Jane Fonda, and it's mostly Vietnam vets.
Oh, God.
And there's one
man.
the one that I always see all the time is when I see Sally Fields trending on X, and I'm like, fuck, I hope she didn't die. I hope she didn't die. Sally Fields to me is still gorgeous for being in her late 80s. I've always had a thing for Sally Field.
She's
She's,
good.
she's up there.
Yeah.
See, for me, it was
Flying
always
Nun.
Marie Osmond.
Really?
I grew up. Marie Osmond was my heartthrob when I was growing up because I led a very kind of a sheltered life when I was a kid. I didn't get out a lot on the weekends like a lot of kids did. So Friday nights I watched the Donnie and Marie show, and that's where I fell in love with Marie.
She just looks terrible now.
Yeah,
She was sick for a while.
She was sick for a while, and she's had a lot of plastic surgery. And
No, she's on a commercial and I was like, holy hell! Like that was like it's all plastic surgery. There's nothing left of that except for plastic surgery.
I think
That's how
Donnie has a
Madonna
better
looks
plastic
now.
surgeon than Marie does.
That's how Madonna is now. Madonna looks like that character from that movie Saw.
Yeah.
Oh, she looks like Jigsaw. Ugh,
Yeah,
I haven't seen her.
I used to have a thing for her too.
Never had a thing.
Back in
with her.
the Material
It
Girl.
was Madonna's music that made me leave top 40 radio and go to classic rock. So
At what point?
What'd
Like
you
a
say,
Prayer.
Material Girl?
Oh yeah, that's
Like
when
a
it turned for
Prayer.
me also.
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
Prayer did it for me. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm done.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Madonna. Hello, Bob Seger.
And now we have Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Well,
And we had
That's
Katy
that's
Perry
another
before
one.
that. So
No, Katy-
all right.
no.
Katy
Katy Perry's
Perry
different.
was hot.
Yeah.
She had curves and she was hot.
Yes.
She was
Not
a
so hot
shit
now,
singer.
though. But
She's a shit singer.
I'm going to tell you something and you're not going to. I'm going to tell you something. You're either going to hate me or not look at it the same way. But Katy Perry is a much thinner and younger. Oh fuck! What's her name? Totally fucking blew the joke.
Michael Jackson.
No, come on.
No.
cue to laugh.
God damn. This is why I need to start drinking again.
Gabe can edit that joke in. We can.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh,
If you look at the picture
yes.
side by side,
Yes.
She looks like a
she is
younger
skinny
skinnier Rosie O'Donnell.
Rosie O'Donnell. Yes, I
Wow.
can see that. I can see that.
Now it's gonna fuck you up.
She's still.
It's not gonna,
no.
it's
No,
not gonna
I-
fuck me up because
I see her now, and she's.
because Rosie O'Donnell's never been skinny, and Rosie O'Donnell's never looked like that. Even in League of Their Own, Rosie O'Donnell wasn't skinny and looked like that. So nah,
Look,
not gonna
the
fuck
biggest.
that up for me.
I'm sorry. I grew up with Britney Spears, so at the age of, she did it for me.
Britney
I always
Spears
thought it would have
and
been. I
Christina
always thought
Aguilera.
it would have been
No,
Olivia,
the
Olivia
other one.
Newton-John.
No, she's too old. What was it? Was Britney Spears and
Christina
Christina
Aguilera.
Aguilera.
no Jessica Simpson.
Jessica
Oh,
Simpson.
Oh.
yes. Jessica Simpson in the 90s was incredibly
Yes.
attractive. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep, they were my wall, but I only have really one hall pass. If I was to ever have a chance, it would be Halle Berry.
Dude, have you seen that new movie she's in?
Oh
The
yes,
Union?
I did.
She looks fat.
It's shit.
That's shit. That's shit.
Oh my
shit movie.
god, that.
But she makes up for it.
Yes, that's the only reason why I watched it.
Yeah,
Mark
me too.
Mark Wahlberg was in it, and she was in it. I said, "When the bikini's coming out? When's it coming? When's it coming? Come on, where's the bikini?" And all I got was a little. That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on,
Funny,
man.
funny thing
A little
is, so
top boob shake.
Yep.
so
That's
we,
it.
my wife and I were watching that movie on a Friday night, and there was about 35, 40 minutes left of the movie, and she's like, "I'm going to bed." I was like, "Don't you want to finish
See
this
ya.
movie?" And she's like, "No." was like, I'm going to finish it.
Just in case. Just in
Yeah.
case.
Maybe
We
there's
get a
another
bit of
swordfish
flash.
moment.
Yes, that's what I was waiting for.
Have y'all
Like
seen
it was, but they
The
were
Last
playing
Boy
on
Scout?
that.
Which one?
The Last Boy Scout? Bruce Willis
Yeah.
family.
Oh, yeah.
Halle
Yeah.
Berry, it was one of Halle Berry's first roles,
Yes.
and she played a stripper in that. Ooh, yeah,
Yeah.
she looked good in that movie.
Yep. But I did watch a movie after that because I'm pretty sure Justine fell asleep halfway. No, she watched the whole movie. So maybe she has to watch really shit movies to stay awake. Because on the good movies, she falls asleep. So I watched a movie after that, and it had Jessica Alba in it.
Dark Angel.
Yes. She came back from, I think she's hot too. She came back from the war and her dad had a mine or something. And it was just the old country hicks with their weapons and they were selling them to terrorists and whatever else. And it was just her against them. That was interesting. That was more interesting than Halle Berry and Mark Wahlberg. Like it actually had a storyline. That you
I always
couldn't
liked
think.
Jessica Alba in the Sin City movies. Any movie from Frank Miller, I'm going to watch. So
Yeah, they were good. They were good.
I would go as far back to Saved by the Bell and Kelly Kapowski, Tiffany Amber Thiessen,
yeah,
because she still looks great too.
They all do. Even the guys do.
I watched
Well, hold on a
Furiosa the
second.
other day, and Chris, I blame you for that movie being total crap.
Which movie?
Furiosa, it was. I hated it. It was total crap.
Oh,
Yeah, well, no,
I-
it's not.
I knew it
no,
would be.
No. It's not my fault. Why is it? It's not Australian no more. Why is it my fault? The Americans fucked that movie.
I've got to blame you for something. So
Mad Max 1, Mad Max 2, Mad Max 3. It should have stopped right there.
yeah,
yeah.
It's like Star Wars 1, 2, and 3. That's where they needed to stop. It was fine.
Mad Max
Don't
3 was
make
bad
any
enough
more.
with the embargo on. I mean that.
Oh, we all hate Mad Max 3. Beyond the Thunderdome.
Well,
Like-
yeah, well, that whole thing.
No.
It did produce a good song from it though. That Tina Turner song.
Yeah, that was like nice. Was that Simply the Best?
No,
Nope.
Which one?
I think it's a
Beyond the
couple
Thun-
bars,
yeah,
Gabe.
Thunder- Yeah, I know that one.
oh, I couldn't do that.
Well, on the first
I think
Mad
it was
Max,
We Don't Need Another Hero or something.
yeah. So the Mad Max, the very first Mad Max, was made around the town that I grew up in. The wrecker where they get the tire fixed was the car wreckers that I used to go to all the time. Looked exactly the same as what it did when they made the movie to when I used to go there. Where Goose came off his motorbike, I used to ride my horse past that. And where they were racing, where they nearly what was his name? The Knight Rider had that crash. I used to ride my push bike down there to the bridge and go fishing.
That was a
Yep.
Ford Falcon, wasn't it?
Yep, Ford
car?
XA Coupe. Yep, Ford XA Coupe was the very first car I had because of Mad Max.
Chris, we've lost Armando because we're talking about movies, right?
Yeah, no, he hasn't seen it. Well,
Doesn't
you know
watch
what?
movies.
That's fine. We were talking about bourbon before, and I was out here doing this.
Hey, I'll just check out on my own.
So and there's a point where you have to stop with movies. Like, stop making another one, and another one, another one, and then it just doesn't make sense anymore. Like, they don't make sense. If you look at the timeline, it still doesn't make sense.
Oh, but no, there's a multiverse, so you could have stories coming from all different directions.
No, that's no, that's
One movie-
that's the Marvel movies. That Furiosa is not Marvel. There's only
I
one.
know, but still, Furiosa was a prequel, right?
Yes. Yeah, let's make the last one first and the first one last, just to confuse everybody.
I hate that shit.
Yeah.
So the one movie I wish they would do a sequel on is Ferris Bueller Part 2.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the way that I would write it, if it was me, is Ferris is now the father. He has a son. His son is a senior in high school. And he pretty much does the same thing, but it's a modern version. So the modern day Ferris Bueller kid, Junior, gets to use all the new technology to fool
Yeah.
the school and his dad.
Yep,
AI.
and have cross dressers and all that kind of stuff in there too.
You know, Winston
Drag queens
Groom,
and-
the guy that wrote Forrest Gump, wrote another book, a sequel to that called Gump and Company. And there was talk that they were going to do another Forrest Gump movie, but Tom Hanks said, nope, it's been done. Don't need to do anything else with it. Because it basically goes back to the beginning. I mean, it's like Forrest Gump to the end was a crescendo. And then Gump and Company starts here and goes right back down. He loses Bubba Gump Shrimp. He loses all of his stocks. He loses his home. He and his son, Forrest Jr., are stuck out on the road, and they end up, rewriting history again. And then at the end of the movie, it's all over. But
They met up with
decided
Will
not to do it.
Smith. They met up with Will Smith selling sewing machines.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what movie they are remaking? Well,
What?
a sequel. Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
Yes,
That'll
it'll be a
be good.
Netflix movie,
Yes, I am so going to see that the first night it
and
comes
they're
out.
bringing everybody back, including some of
Yes,
the
they
new
are.
pros. Only person who won't be in it is my buddy Richard Keel.
Yep. So,
So you know what else? You know what else is coming back? Another season of Ted Lasso.
no way.
Yes.
Oh,
It's not
yeah.
Ted Lasso.
What is it?
Yeah.
No, there's only like Rebecca, the assistant coach, and one other guy that have signed on. It's not. There's no Ted, so there's no show.
No, not yet. They said that they're trying to make it so that they work around his schedule because he wants to do it. He was one of the writers for it. Sudeikis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far, the only one that has officially said they can't do it is Jamie Tart,
Oh, well.
the guy that plays Jamie Tart.
Yeah. That's okay.
I want another season of The Righteous Gemstones on HBO.
I need to get back into that.
That last season was terrible. I got about halfway through it and then was like, okay, I'm done.
This Danny McBride is just everything he does is just. I mean, I horse laugh while I'm watching him.
Oh, yeah, he's funny as hell, but it gets to the point where even Eastbound and Down was the same thing. It just got to the point where like, okay, the last season was just like, all right, unwatchable. There's a time where unwatchable happens, and you just got to stop and do something different.
So
What
I've been
about
watching-
Fallout? Anybody watch Fallout?
I tried watching that. I couldn't really get into it. I couldn't get past the second episode.
Do you watch Apple TV?
I do.
Have you watched Bad Money?
Not yet. It's on my list.
Think so.
I binge watched
Remind me
it
what that
last
one
night.
is.
It's got what's his name in it from Wedding Crashers. Not Owen Wilson, the other guy.
Oh,
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn.
So if you like his humor, you'll like the show because it's very Vince, the way he talks.
There's another show on there. It's called Sugar. That's pretty good too.
Haven't watched that one yet.
That one's really good.
Also, there's another one called not the Shaft. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. It's been like the world has like had a nuclear attack and they're in a. Oh, it's called The Silo. If you haven't watched that, watch that one because the new season's coming out very shortly. I've been waiting a whole year for that one. That's a good
All
one.
right, so you guys know that I've been off work for the last 2 weeks because of the shoulder issues, right?
Right.
So, I just been looking for things to watch, and I stumbled upon something on YouTube. It's a British game show called Taskmaster. It's fucking hilarious. So basically, they have every season. It's 4 different comedians, British comedians, and there's one guy that sets a
I'm writing this
task.
down.
There's one guy that sets a task, and everyone has to do it in a certain amount of time and within the rules. And everyone has their own way of doing it. They can think outside the box and not break the rule, but bend the rule. Like, so for example, they say, take this pin and without using your hands, move it across the room. So someone will like grab it with their mouth and walk across the room with it. But they're comedians, so they make it very funny. The co-host also is very funny. But the show itself, I think it's in season 8 or 9 right now. And it's won numerous awards in the UK. It is fucking fun. If you like
What's it called?
British Taskmaster,
Oh,
Taskmaster.
yeah. So if you like British humor,
Yeah.
this is it for you. It's really good. It's funny.
like Benny Hill. Hilarious.
I found a show called Ass Master. That's the same thing.
No, that's Pornhub
Pornhub.
you're looking at.
You're watching a little too much Spice Channel there, Armando.
Spice Channel. I was talking about a blast from the past.
So let me get your opinion on this really quick. This topic came up on X. I saw it, and I thought it was very intriguing. It looks like Elon Musk is thinking about starting his own email service, Xmail, and he's aiming to also put out a satellite phone that would get rid of pretty much your cellular phone, and it would have more.
That was the whole point of Starlink. It was never about internet. It was always about phones.
Yep. So this Xmail, he's saying that it would be far more secure than Gmail because, as you know, Gmail has had a lot of issues. So what's your opinion on this?
I'm happy with Gmail.
Gmail doesn't bother me that much, but teach their own.
Can you? It's like changing. It's like getting a new credit card when your other one's expired. Then you have to remember where your automatic payments come from and this and that. It's like one way of getting rid of spam. Straight up. You could really, like, literally just let Gmail go to the side and go, you know what? Who the fuck about Gmail now? That's my spam account. I'll just move over to X and I'll just subscribe to who I actually want now, not the ones that just keep spamming me. So if it's going to be more secure that
that's
way.
what my Yahoo Mail is. That's
Yep.
where all my
It's
spam
like-
goes.
Yeah.
So I don't mind Gmail,
My-
but I find it clunky.
My AOL mail is perfect.
Oh my god.
Oh, by the way, I've got another one of those CDs for you, Armando. 5,000 hours free. I'll send it to you.
So you laugh.
Sweet.
So you laugh. So at work, when we get a new customer, I type in all their details. I don't get a lot of Yahoo. I get a certain amount of Yahoo. So you can tell people's age when they give you their email address. So anyone that's like, I'd say 40 and above, most of theirs are AOL. And I'm like,
I can't believe that's still there.
you're that person. And I'll go, oh, are you above 40? Yeah, I'm 52. I've had that since the internet's come out. I'm too scared to get rid of it because it has all my emails history on it.
At mindspring.net.
Oh, wow, that's an old one. Or Hotmail.
Earthlink.
Hotmail.
Hotmail, yes. Earthlink, yeah, Earthlink. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I'm just like, this is nuts. But we had yahoo.com.au, you guys had the .com, and it's just hilarious to find what people have AOL still, like to this day. Because you can't get an AOL email account anymore.
Nope.
Well, Mac used to be mac.com or .mac, and now it's dot.
You can still do you can do iCloud.com.
And
It went
.me,
from Mac to me to iCloud.
yes.
Jesus, talk about fucking confusing.
Yeah.
I have a .iCloud or an iCloud.com email account. I don't think I've ever gotten an email except from Apple if I go buy something,
Yep.
my receipts and all that stuff.
Stupid. Don't overcomplicate it.
There used to be
But
another
I
service.
might give that a try. You know, a fresh email address without a whole bunch of spam. That would be nice.
And Elon is the type of guy that would build it correctly. I like I said, I find Gmail to be clunky. So if I can't imagine Xmail being as bad as Gmail is.
Just make
How
it
does it-
simple and minimalistic.
How is it clunky when you just type in who you want to send it to, the subject, and just write what you want to want and hit send?
Well, the user interface is clunky, is what I mean.
I just connected to my Outlook.
Yeah, I just use Canary.
I just
Yeah.
use Outlook. So I'm gonna start selling Rub1 email addresses.
I'll sign up right now.
Oh, that would be great.
Chris at rub1.com.
Richard at rub1.com.
Dick
TicketRub1.com. Oh yeah. I'm gonna
Phil
just
Mehoff
bulk order.
at rub1.com.
So I
Phil
also
Deschio at rub1.com.
I also own the domain for Rub One Out.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh.
Look at these nuts. Rub1.com.
So what do you think about the phone? If he came out with the satellite phone,
I'm in.
Yes, tomorrow.
I hate the reception you guys have here. It sucks. For the amount of people in this country, your phone services suck. In Australia, you can go in the middle of nowhere and still have service. And here, it gets a wind and you don't have service.
You know that guy that came out with those rapid radios?
Saw them too.
I bought 2 of them, and they work exactly the way he described. It's kind of like the old Nextel phones where you had the walkie-talkie feature on it, and it would go beep.
oh, those are great.
So where was your other friend? In the room next door or around the side
No,
of the country?
I gave the other radio to my friend who went down to Miami for a week, and he hollered at me a couple of times while he was down there, and it was like he was right next to me.
Damn.
Only problem is you have to, you buy the radio and you get a year of service. I'm really anxious to see what the actual charge for a full year of service is going to be.
I think it was $90.
This year expires, something like that. It's somewhere between $90 and $100, but
Yeah.
there's got to be some hidden fees in there somewhere.
Something. I just want to know whose satellites they're using.
I don't know.
Probably his. What you think?
No, they don't have any satellites apparently.
Isn't that what Starlink is?
Oh, if Elon Musk goes to use them, I'm talking about what JD's talking
Oh, this
about.
other one. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's what Starlink was for, because you watch now, Starlink's starting to separate further and further apart. They're not following each other as much as they were, because he's putting more and more up there, because he wants to eventually have a ring of satellites around the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have a...
We'll have a giant net of satellites
Correct.
around us that give us.
And then it'll be like laser beams. Like he'll control the Earth because you have laser beams.
Laser, yes.
Yes. And I'll have my sharks on lasers.
Freaking laser. Do we know how often he's sending up satellites?
He put another 2 up
seems
last week.
Yeah, it seems like because
That's a sequel I want to see.
I can watch them leave, and they run the trail. That you can see the trail come off from my house, and I could watch them. And it's usually like one a week, one every other week right now.
Oh, when you
Wow.
can see them from when they
From
launch off
Vandenberg.
from California.
When they launch from Vandenberg,
Yep.
they light up the sky.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and
I
then
saw
all the local people. What is that in the sky? Fucking really?
For the
Aliens,
100th time,
man.
fucker.
It's aliens.
Aliens, man, aliens.
It's Chinese fireworks. Yeah, well, the one I saw when we were down Fort Lauderdale just like a couple of months ago, that was pretty awesome. Like something just... You can't describe it until you see it. And you have to be there. Like, words don't give you how you can describe a spaceship taking off.
Mm-hmm.
Just a noise is insane.
I heard
You're
you just.
so far away from it.
I remember back in my day being a kid of 3 or 4 years old and being in Orlando and driving out toward, back then it was called Cape Kennedy, driving out there and seeing, being there at night, parked on the beach and seeing a satellite go up and the noise and the ground rumbling and the whoosh coming across the beach from the, you don't get that anymore. It's all everything's so streamlined but it's very loud. It's a lot louder than it used to be, especially when they're, with the new technology they have where the actual launch vehicle is coming back down and landing
Yeah, that's insane.
vertically, which, like Bugs Bunny cartoon.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. The world we live in.
So speaking of X, I think you guys know about these astronauts that are stuck in space right now.
Yep.
So apparently it's going to be an X ship that's going to be bringing them back to Earth, but it's not happening until February.
That's a lot of Hilton Honors points.
Yeah.
They're
I
going to
just
be
want to
there a
know
while.
I just want to know how they're surviving up there for so long with the amount of food and everything that they were supposed to take with them to just be up there for a certain amount of time.
So I think they have a stockpile up there for these types of situations. But
Drinking their own pee.
yeah, but I think they also had other countries going to the ISS.
Oh, okay.
So they're probably
So things like oxygen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
there's-
if other countries
there's-
are going there, why can't they take them?
So I think the return flights are always planned ahead of time.
Yeah, they're already booked. Return flights are already booked.
Yeah.
No seats. No seats
Yeah.
are
No
vacant.
seats
Sorry.
available. No seats available. Sorry. Try a different
Thank you
airline.
for flying Spirit spacecraft.
Yes, you beat me to it. I was going to say JetBlue.
So somehow they're going to fly back the Starliner that originally got them stuck up there is going to come back to Earth unmanned.
Yeah, because they think it's probably going to break up.
Yeah.
Well,
it'll be
it's just like Spirit Airlines.
Yep. Made by Boeing.
JetBlue.
That door, fly the fuck off.
Yeah.
Ejecto-cito.
So what do you guys think? A few more topics, or do you guys want to call it good here?
Have we got a juicy one?
Can I pause to pee?
Yes.
Actually, I do have just one more quick thing about Jeep Invasion that I noticed. I mentioned it
go
to you
for
the
it.
other day, but the Quaker Steak the Quaker Steak reservation system, which is basically how you save a parking spot under the bridge or close to the bridge where everybody wants to park. The way people are doing this, I don't know if Chris noticed this or not, but people are doing. They're putting anything and everything in a parking space to reserve it for later on. Guy pulled up in his Gladiator and he had orange cones, a lot of orange cones in the back. And he took the orange cones and he reserved 8 spots. And
You know where those cones would have been? Kicked down the road.
and immediately, the certain people pull up and are like, "What's this cone doing here? You can't reserve spots." And starts an argument. And those spots are precious. But this one lady, she literally reached in the back of her Jeep and put a shoe in each spot to reserve 2 spots. She took her folding chair, 2 folding chairs, and laid them down in spots. And then she took an umbrella out of her Jeep and put it on the pavement to reserve a spot. All in all, she reserved 5 or 6 spots.
Yeah, I don't even go down there anymore.
That's become a Karen fest.
Yep.
Well, and the cops start coming through at 9:30, flashing their lights and blowing their sirens, saying, "Everybody out of here by 10, everybody out of here by 10. Hard Rock, they let you stay as late as you want. They prefer that you leave by midnight, but they don't run the cops through. But evidently there was something happened back in the year that, I think it was the year that we cut Armando's goatee off. Remember there was a flatbed trailer and the DJ with the sounds. And
That was a spiderweb shade, and that was DJ Flip.
Yes, it was.
Were there stripper poles on that flatbed, and girls were taking their clothes off?
No.
Is that what happened?
No.
Okay. Well, what happened that has got the cops so, adamant about clearing everybody out of there by 10 o'clock? I mean, we don't make enough noise to bother anybody staying at a hotel close by.
Well, no, it's the DS18 people with their music.
Ah.
That's why.
Goddamn jungle bunnies.
Because they would never turn it down. We'd always tell them to turn it down,
Come on, Miami, be better.
but they just leave it cranked. That's why they're not down there no more. They're at Dave & Buster's.
Right.
So,
This is why we can't have nice things.
yeah, I think we should change. So, I had changed the subject, which is pretty much was on the agenda tonight. I'm Australian, but I live in America right now, and this is my home. And I got a little teary-eyed driving up to Invasion on Friday night, watching a certain rally.
You
Does
talking
anyone-
about the RFK Jr.?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
that was big.
I was watching it on YouTube as I was driving up, Trump talking and all the rest of it, and then the Foo Fighter music started, and JFK came out, and dude, like that to me gave me goosebumps because that is something that's never ever happened in this country. That another political party has joined with another one.
Right.
And I was just like, man, I just watched history. Like, this is insane. I didn't miss it. I said, it's like, how can we lose from this point onwards?
And yesterday, Tulsi Gabbard also endorsed Trump as
Yep.
as an independent.
Yeah. So like, the shift has happened. They know that they have to join forces to take out the Democrats because if they don't, they're just taking votes away from each other, and the Democrats are going to be in for another 4 years.
Well, here's the shitty thing. Now the Democrats are telling RFK Jr., you're not being pulled off the ballot. You have to stay on the ballot. And they're doing that on purpose to pull away votes
Yeah.
from Trump.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the thing is this. If they can do that, shouldn't Joe Biden still be on those same ballots?
Correct.
It should be, but
Yeah. But no.
the
That
rules don't apply.
Yes, that was
Rules
my
do
argument
not
last
apply.
when we were talking about it. When he first got kicked off, there is 12 states that state that if he is running for president by this certain date, they can't take him off it. Nobody else can go on it. So if he dies within, let's say, 6 weeks of November, no, they can't put anyone else on the ballot. He is a dead president getting votes because by law they cannot change who is on that ballot.
So rather than dead people voting, we have people voting for a dead.
Dead president. So
Well, I don't think we have a president right now because this guy's on vacation
gone.
again.
he's
And
disappeared.
he's on the beach right now, staring at the ocean like fucking last week weekend at
We're gonna
Bernie's.
Bernie's.
Yeah.
So and
He's just-
this whole the whole
He's
thing
propped up
Friday
on a
night.
fucking stick.
Yeah, the whole thing Friday night, like it's kicked off a chain reaction of Bobby's going to be part of his cabinet and part of his administration. You guys don't have a cabinet, it's administration, but like Elon Musk wants to come on board, and there's all these other people put their hand up to be part of the administration. If this all goes ahead, like we are going to see a massive change in the government because more private sector people are coming in that have worked for the government before, but now in the private sector wanting to help out.
Yeah.
Um,
And it looks like Mark Zuckerberg has actually been red pilled just recently too. He just put out a
Borragino, what's his
letter.
name? Mark, the ex Secret Service guy. What's his name? Borragino. He's always on.
Yeah, Dan.
Dan. Yeah, he wants to head up Secret Service.
Yep.
So I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Elon's
So
going to come and audit everybody.
Zuckerberg just put out a letter saying that the Biden-Harris administration in 2020 pretty much bullied him into censoring political posts about COVID, covering the Hunter Biden laptop story. These are all things that we knew were happening, and we were told that we were all conspiracy theorists.
So I've never been paid money when I got bullied. How does that compute to bullying if you get paid?
Yeah, usually
Well,
my
he's-
lunch money went to the
technically
bully.
Yeah, technically he said he was pressured, not bullied.
Well,
But
okay,
still.
pressured
What-
and still getting paid. Usually, it's like they pressured you because they have something on you, not by paying you.
yeah.
No, you did it because
But they
you wanted
did that.
money.
They did the same
No.
thing though to Twitter, and that's why Elon Musk bought Twitter and he released the Twitter files, and that
But-
showed the same thing happened to Twitter. Is the government said, "Hey, you're gonna censor these posts."
But if you read that Zuckerberg letter, he said that they kind of pushed him to do this, but they also did it on their own too. So he said that we felt that it was their direction to believe it was true, even though they were getting their a foot in the neck, they still thought it was what they wanted to do. So it's right now, it's liberals trying to save themselves. That's all it is.
Yeah, because they know the shift's coming. Because they're going to have another 4 years of Trump, and they're going to be stuck outside, out on the outskirts, and not be in. So watch how many people start apologizing and trying to like skate their way in to be on the good side of what's about to happen.
Yeah, imagine all these rappers go back to sucking Trump's dick.
Yep.
It started
Oprah
already.
Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey. I want to see that one on Pornstar, on Pornhub.
So it's just funny that the threat to democracy that they're crying about is actually them.
Yes, and it's they played it along the whole time.
Yeah, they've literally taken democracy and shit on it.
Yeah, well, they turn around to say that Trump caused January 6th. He didn't cause anything.
No.
The Democrat Party just caused the first coup in American history.
Yeah.
Because they took a sitting president out.
Don't forget what happened. What they did to Bernie Sanders too.
Yeah, but that wasn't a coup though. Like they took
No,
away.
but in 2016, they rigged the election for the primaries, and they got Hillary Clinton in there instead of Bernie Sanders. And then Bernie Sanders, the poor guy, was just like, okay, fine, I'll let this one go this one time.
Yeah. Well, your
Because
time's
he thought he was
passed,
going to be on. What's that?
His time's passed now.
Oh yeah, because
Like
he
the
thought he was going to be able
Ross
to come back in
Perot.
2020, and he didn't. Yeah.
So it's it's
So this is the first time the Democrats have done this.
yep. But because
it's
it's
not gonna be the
normal.
last.
No, but it's normal. Everyone's normalized it. It's not like a shock horror thing of like, oh my god. It's like you just took out 70 million people voted for Joe Biden to be president, to be in the primaries. Nope, we'll take him out and we'll just put Kamala in. She wasn't even voted in.
Yeah.
That's what other countries do, not America.
Yeah.
You have to be voted in, not just put in. But she's black, so we'll get away with it because everyone wants a black woman
Is
president.
she black?
I don't know.
Part Indian,
You know
part
what?
something.
Part Marxist, part socialist.
But if you look at old pictures of her, she looked way more black. She like Michael Jackson herself.
Oh no, it's vitiligo.
That's because she was with Montel Williams.
She spent way too much time in the sun and she went white.
Can you get bleached if you're in the sun too much? Wait a minute, come on, that's not how that works.
Maybe she was swimming a lot in the Great Barrier River, Great Barrier Reef in Queensland, Australia, because that's apparently the bleach is right now.
So one story that came out last night, and hold on to your hats for this one. And you wouldn't be surprised by the state, but the California State Senate just voted overwhelmingly to pass a bill that allows illegal aliens to apply for taxpayer-funded down payments on homes up to $150,000.
No.
What the fuck? I'm moving to California.
Nah.
I'm gonna run over the border and run back again. Give me my $150,000, which will give me a tent in California.
Yeah.
It might have 4 bedrooms, but it's still going to be a tent on the side of a road somewhere in someone else's front yard.
Here's the funny thing. The median price for homes in California is now $1 million. So this is saying for payments on homes up to $150,000. I wonder where these $150,000 homes are, because even townhomes.
I just told you. It's a tent on the
just
side of the road.
tents?
It's a tent on the side of the road.
12
It's a
square
single
feet.
white and Blythe.
Yeah.
No bathrooms. No showers.
Blythe is still California.
Same kind of dwellings as the
Tell me.
Maricopa County Jail in Arizona.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
So
dude.
this is blatant socialism right here.
Yes.
That's what that is.
It's called, a band said money for nothing. And that's where it is right now. Who sung that?
Dire
Dire
Straits.
Straits.
Yes.
Dire
Dire Straits. Because right now, California is in dire straits.
Yeah. Well, I'll
They're
tell you
just
what.
Doing money for nothing.
I still believe California is going to flip this election because
It
they're
will.
tired of the bullshit. I still believe it.
I think it will too.
If there's enough people still living there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all moving here.
All right. There's one more topic. There's one more topic that I want to talk about, and again, this is just a dream that I had. I talk about my dreams often on this podcast because I have very weird, vivid dreams that are sometimes comical. This dream I invented a loaf of bread that had even slices across the entire loaf. So instead of having the heel of the bread having this little puny, tiny, wimpy slice that's not equal to the rest of the bread, like in the middle, every single slice was equal. I made $1 billion off of it. I was the Time Life magazine Man of the Year. And there was a picture of me on the magazine holding a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in my hand with perfect sliced bread.
I'm sure that led to other endorsements too, from Peter Pan and from Welch's grape jelly too, probably.
So there's a jelly that I asked my mom to send me. They only make it in California, I believe. Knott's Berry Farm jelly. Armando knows what I'm talking about.
Gone. No longer available.
Shut the fuck up.
No longer available. Knott's Berry Farm sold the rights to that jelly to, I believe, Smuckers or something. And over the last year, they decided to discontinue the Knott's jelly line.
Oh my god!
I know. I used to like it too when I came to LA.
Yes, that. So when
It was
my
the
when
best.
my parents had a grocery outlet that was not too far from the house. Mom used to get these giant jars for like $3, and she'd make me like 6 of them at a time.
So I used to like this stuff called
And then
Kugel.
didn't find them. The what?
Is it like a jam or a jelly?
It's called Kugel. It was chocolate and peanut butter swirled together.
Oh, kind of like a Goobers.
Sort of.
Just listen to the names. Listen to the names you're saying right now. How does it make it sound nice? Goober.
And it doesn't.
Okay,
Sounds like
Vegemite.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Vegemite.
Goober.
And actually, I like Vegemite.
Oh my goodness.
Vegemite on
Nothing wrong
toast.
with Vegemite. It's healthy. Yeah.
Australian
Keeps you
butter.
strong.
It smells like
Well,
cardboard.
I wouldn't say butter, but
Well.
you have butter and then the Vegemite.
Yeah.
You can't put it on raw. Do you put it on raw?
I just put Vegemite on
Baby, I like it raw.
small pieces of Melba
Baby, I
toast
like
and eat it.
raw.
I'm probably one
You gotta
of the
put the
people that
butter,
eats Melba
let-
toast.
Yeah. I was so close to bringing some Vegemite up for the Rockroller house on the weekend. So close. So close.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people in that house that are glad you didn't.
Yeah, probably. Probably. But it still would have been fucking funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Just imagine Jake's face right now.
I'm not eating that.
I wonder how Jake did without a bidet.
Whoa.
Did he stink?
No. No. We won't go there about Jake.
They make these
Did he
wet
get
wipes
fucked up
called
that
dude
weekend?
wipes.
Yes.
Yeah, but Jake is a big advocate of bidets, and he's the one that got me to buy one.
Now,
And he says
is
that
it an
you can't-
actual separate bidet from your toilet, or is it one of those that attaches to your toilet?
It attaches to it.
Like,
It attaches to the toilet.
There are ones. This house that I moved into, they are attached to each toilet,
Yeah.
and I'm like, well,
Have you not used it yet, JD?
oh yeah, I used it once or twice.
Was it
it's-
like, oh?
It's like,
Yeah, the first experience.
The
you're
first
kind of
time, yeah, it
whoa,
startles
is
you.
that supposed to happen?
no, that's okay. You're not supposed to. Nope. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Everybody at work's
Don't
like,
take a
so
shit at
how's
2
the
in the
bidet?
morning
How's
because
the
you're not
bidet,
going back to
JD?
sleep.
Yeah. Like, don't forget to wash your ass.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm good.
Thank you, French people, for this great invention.
Was it the French? Is that why it's called bidet?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
Does the translation say water up your ass?
let's take a look. What does bidet mean?
Go, Armando. Beat him. Beat him, Armando.
I'm not even trying.
The word bidet comes from a French word for pony and was first used in 15th century France to refer to pet ponies kept by royalty. What in the fuck? How did they get...
How did
The
Pat
word
Mahoney
also comes from the
relate
old
to
French
washing
word
poop off of your butt?
bitter.
Okay, so now Google, why is a bidet called a bidet?
So it's kind of like peanut butter with your dog. The pony came and bideted you.
Okay, yeah. You know that comedian, what's his name, Ron White, he talks about the bidet at the Hotel 100 in Seattle, Washington. And he talks about, his wife said, "What are you doing?" "Nothing." He was taking chocolate cake and rubbing it on his butt and going into the bathroom to use the bidet. Is that cake? No.
I'm still yet to do the good old toilet paper trick. Hey, babe, can you bring me the toilet paper?
Use Nutella.
Yep. To watch it go.
You got time for
Have you
a
seen those?
quick joke
Yeah,
having
go
to do with bidets, if you don't mind?
Yeah,
Okay.
please.
I did not make this joke up. This is a joke my father told me. Guy walks into the women's bathroom because the men's bathroom is out of order, and there's this, and he gets done with his business, and there's this all these buttons on the wall, and the first one says WW, the second one says WA, the third one says PP, and the last one's a big red button that says ATR. And so he gets done, and he goes, "Well, there's a number 1 next to WW, so I'll press it." And this stream of warm water comes up from the toilet and cleanses his backside. And it's just a gentle stream of warm water. And then the warm water stops, and he goes, "Well, number 2 says, WA, I'll press that." He presses WA, and this waft of warm air comes up and dries his backside off. Well, he presses number 3, which says PP, and these 2 powder puffs come up and just put all this powder stuff all over his butt, and he just feels so great. He's like, "This is no wonder women are always flocking to the bathroom." And he goes, "Well, number 4 says next to ATR, and below ATR it says caution." He hits it and he blacks out and wakes up in the hospital. And the nurse is leaning over him with a scowl on her face, and she goes, "You used the women's bathroom, didn't you?" He said, "Yeah." "And you pressed WW, you got warm water?" "Yeah." "You pressed WA, you got warm air, didn't you?" "Yeah, it was really nice." "You pressed PP and got the powder puffs?" He goes, "Yeah, that was really cool." "And then you pressed the automatic tampon remover." "Your testicles are in a jar over here."
Ladies and gentlemen, that's JD Howard.
2 shows nightly, folks. Don't forget to tip those waitresses. Thank you. And please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Everyone in Knoxville, if you are there and you listen to FM radio still, check out 103.5 WIMZ. And if you hear JD on the air, his name is Octavius.
Yes, sir.
You can also listen on the app if you're not in Knoxville.
Yeah.
Oh,
The WIMZ app, and you can actually stream JD on your phone and your computer.
And you can listen. You can listen to me regularly, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern time on Sundays, and then I'm on the air sporadically, and you'll hear my voice on commercials.
Awesome. Do you want to shout out their website or anything?
WIMZ.com is the website for the radio station. There's also a little button there you can click on to listen live, listen to us anywhere you are on the great planet Earth.
Sweet. Well, JD, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
This was a fun one.
That was nice too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this to be nice. I was expecting it to be juicy. Like
Maybe
I said,
next
let's get JD on and get juicy, and I'm like, ugh, he wants to be nice. Like I thought we were talking about good shit.
Oh, have me back on again, please, and I'll and we can, when you want to talk about some of these subjects you've talked about in the past, yeah, I'd love to.
That's what I thought we were talking about. That's why I came today. I wasn't going to come
definitely do
tonight. It's the only reason why I came, JD. You let me down.
All right, everyone. Don't forget to check us out on social media. We're on X. We are on TikTok. That's Chew Quieter. We're also on Instagram. Don't forget YouTube. If you want to check me out on X, I do a lot of posting of political stuff and some humor stuff. _Gabe Mercado. That's also on Instagram. Chris, you're on TikTok and Instagram.
I'm on X too. I don't really
You're
go
on X too?
I've never really gotten into that.
You
But
should.
I don't even know what my username is. Something like Aussie Bald Eagle or some bullshit. I don't know.
Good grief.
Do you
I
have
never
like
changed
5
that.
different accounts, man?
No, I only have one.
Well, you have 2 on Instagram.
Just 5 different TikTok accounts.
It's called I'm at Aussie3 Aussie. Hang on. At Eagle3 Aussie.
Eagle 3 Aussie.
I don't. It says 2 names. Which one is it? The top one or the at one?
The at.
The at.
Yeah. So at Eagle3 Aussie. That's what I'm at.
All right. Armando,
Stupid.
What?
What
you
do
want
you
to shout
want?
out your social medias?
I don't know.
All right. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Fucking, I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking care. I don't even pay attention anymore.
I'm on Instagram,
I don't
OBI
have to.
_JL 2018. Easy to find.
I don't pay attention
Right on.
anymore. I'm just done.
Yeah, you're definitely done.
No, it's
Crazy.
not
All right,
even
everyone.
that. Just done. Just done.
That's Armando.
Let's go watch some movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
JD, thanks again, sir.
Thank you.
everyone, shout out your social media one more time.
OBI _JL 2018 on Instagram. That connects directly to my Facebook as well.
There you have it. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
See you guys.
Bye bye.
Later.